Hello everyone, my name is Dara Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story that takes about 5 minutes to watch. Some of the stories are funny and some of them just give you something to think about. And that's the story that we have today. It is written by a French writer by the name of Jean de La Fontaine. And it's in a book called Flowers in the Wind by Robert Coos. So here we go. There once was a cobbler who was a very happy, contented man. People loved to pass by his little shop because they loved to hear the cobbler singing at the top of his voice while he fixed shoes. Often people just stopped in his shop to be warmed by the cobbler's radiant smile and laugh. Now in this town there was another man who was a banker. Unlike the cobbler, he rarely smiled and rarely sang. He also did not sleep well at night. The banker did, however, observe the happy cobbler. At first he was irritated by the constant good humor of the cobbler. However, as the days passed, he became attracted to the cobbler. He wondered what made the cobbler so happy all the time. So one day he decided to visit the cobbler to see if he could learn the cobbler's secret to happiness. After the two men had talked for a while, the banker asked, "Are you wealthy? Pardon me for asking, but how much money do you make each week?" The cobbler replied, "I'm not at all wealthy, but my family is seldom in want. Some days I only fix shoes and do not sell any. I close the shop on holy days, so there's no income when we celebrate the Feast of the Saints. I simply cannot give you an exact amount that I make, but it's enough for me to feed and clothe my family." "How wonderfully simple that is," said the banker. "Because you have shared the secret of your success with me, I want to give you a gift. I'm going to eliminate your financial problems for the immediate future. Take this gift of 300 gold coins and use them whenever you need them." Well, the cobbler was overjoyed. After the banker had left the little shop, the cobbler ran home and buried the coins in a corner of his house. But the days that followed brought many changes in the cobbler's life. The cobbler often found himself leaving the shop to go home in the middle of the day when his family was away, for he was afraid that someone might come and steal the coins. He began to lose sleep at night because he feared that maybe people were plotting to steal the treasure. Old friends noticed that he did not sing with the same cheer, and he seemed suspicious when someone stopped by the shop just to visit. Finally, the cobbler visited the banker with the bag of gold coins in his hands. The cobbler said, "Thank you very much for the generous gift, but I cannot really afford to be the owner of these gold coins. Please take your money back so that I may again enjoy music and sleep and my friends. It seems that when I buried the money, I buried happiness at the same time." From that moment on, the cobbler went back to his old self, and the town and the world were a better place because of it. Now, worry is useful when it spurs us into action. If we are worried about what will happen to our children if we die, for example, we should be spurred into bearing some term life insurance to protect them. If we're worried about an upcoming driver's license exam, then that should help us to get the manual out and study. These are examples of the positive effects of worry. We need to challenge and examine our lives and determine where our treasures lie. And finally, we're challenged to use the things of the world wisely, but never to fall in love with them. Rather, we're to remember we're only passing through this world, and nothing of the material world can we take with us to the next. Those are Robert Coos's suggestions. And mine is to think about this. Have you ever seen a U-Haul behind the hearse when it arrives at the cemetery? So, as we continue on this week, it'd be a good idea to ask ourselves where our treasures lie. And so, thanks so much for taking 5, and blessings on your day, and we'll see you next week.